All right, let's jump right into this explainer. For years, our interactions with artificial intelligence have felt, well, a bit transactional, right? You ask a question and you get an answer. It's kind of been like talking to a highly knowledgeable but entirely cold and detached encyclopedia. But right now, we are right in the middle of a massive, quiet revolution. We are shifting away from that generic one-size-fits-all AI into something profoundly intimate. The technology is essentially evolving into a digital mirror. It's an absolutely incredible shift, and today we're going to explore exactly how AI is adapting to reflect your personal background, your habits, and your very own unique cognitive style.
Picture this for a second. Imagine walking into a massive, endless library. But there's a catch. Every single book in this entire library has been completely rewritten just for you. Like, if you're a software engineer, complex medical concepts in those books are suddenly explained using coding syntax. Or if you're a chef, quantum physics is broken down using the chemistry of baking. The metaphors match your hobbies, and the explanations use your daily vocabulary. That magical, highly tailored experience, that is exactly the promise of this new era of AI.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with Welcome to Your Digital Mirror, move into what is personal intelligence, how personal AI works, personal AI in action, the risks and limitations, and finish up with the future of human potential. Okay, so think of traditional AI like that one detached professor you might have had in college. You had to learn how to speak its language. You had to learn all this complex prompt engineering just to squeeze a useful answer out of it. And it treated every single interaction like a total blank slate. But the new AI? Think of it more like your inner CEO. It stops forcing you to speak the language of machines. Instead, it naturally manages the data of who you are, how you work, and how you fit into the world, acting as a seamless extension of your own mind. All right, part one. What is personal intelligence? To really get this shift, we have to look at the psychology behind it. Personal intelligence, or PI, actually didn't start as a computer science term at all. It was originally coined by a psychologist named John D. Mayer to describe a uniquely human capacity, our ability to reason about personality. To read your own psychological blueprint and decode the personalities around you to make better choices? Well, AI developers have borrowed this foundational concept. In AI, personal intelligence means the system maintains a continuous tailored thread of exactly who you are. It doesn't just possess the internet's data anymore, it possesses your data. Which brings us to part two, how personal AI works. Of course, an AI that just automatically knows you sounds a bit like magic, right? But let's demystify that illusion. The mechanics actually happen in three distinct, very logical steps. First up, data integration. With your explicit permission, the AI links directly to your personal digital ecosystem, so your past chats, your calendar events, your work documents. Second is contextual filtering. When you ask a question, the AI doesn't just blindly scan the web. It passes your query through a sort of personal lens, filtering public data against your specific life history. And third, tailored output generation. The AI synthesizes the answer using analogies and vocabulary explicitly designed to resonate with your life, so the advice is instantly actionable. It's just a highly structured pipeline of personalization. Now that we know the nuts and bolts, let's look at part three, personal AI in action. What does this look like when you're actually sitting at your computer? Well, let me share this really fantastic real-world anecdote from our sources about a science teacher who was taking an online IT project management class. They were using the Coursera Coach, which is powered by Google Gemini. Now, usually an IT management class just feeds you generic corporate scenarios, right? Software deployments, tech stakeholders, that kind of thing. But the AI actually recognized the user was a science teacher, so instead of boring corporate jargon, it generated a hyper-specific educational problem. It asked the teacher to navigate a communication breakdown involving school stakeholders over a new science curriculum. By framing abstract corporate theory entirely within the user's actual world of education, the AI made the lesson instantly clear and applicable. Literally, that is personal intelligence in action. And this deep personalization is spreading like wildfire across all the major tech platforms. For instance, Google Gemini can connect to your docs and photos to curate a weekend trip built around your actual family tastes, not just standard tourist traps. ChatGPT Pro can integrate with financial services like Plaid to analyze your real banking transactions and give you highly specific budgeting advice. Claude Code studies a software developer's local repositories to match their exact specific coding style. And Grok? It personalizes breaking news commentary to match current cultural conversations. The whole industry is racing toward your personal context.
So how do you actually try this out right now? If you want to activate personal intelligence mode on a tool like Google Gemini, it's super straightforward. You just access your settings, navigate over to extensions, and you'll see these toggle switches for your private services, things like Gmail, Docs, or Maps. You explicitly grant permission to allow the AI to securely reference this data. Once you confirm, boom, you can just type at Gmail, followed by your prompt, and the AI will filter its immense knowledge right through your private inbox.
But here's where it gets wild. Personalization isn't just about answering questions anymore. We're seeing this massive leap from passive advice into active agents. These are called agentic systems. Think of OpenClaw, which is an open source personal assistant that operates locally. It learns your calendar, your preferences, and it can independently handle complex tasks. Like, it can literally negotiate with a car dealership to lower a vehicle price while you are busy sitting in a work meeting. No way, right? And to keep all this highly sensitive data safe, platforms like NVIDIA NemoClaw provide secure local stocks, which ensures your private financial details never leave your laptop while your agent is just working away in the background.
But as incredible as an autonomous agent sounds, we have to pivot. Part 4. The risks and limitations. We have to take a really critical look at the fierce debates surrounding these tools, because we are facing 4 huge technical and ethical challenges. First is the privacy paradox. For the AI to be truly helpful, it needs your most intimate data, your emails, finances, schedules. Balancing that deep helpfulness with serious data vulnerability is incredibly tough. Then you've got contextual hallucinations, where the AI crosses its wires, mixing internet facts with your personal history to literally invent memories or misinterpret your casual emails. Third is the filter bubble extreme. If your AI constantly adapts its tone and facts to match your personality, does it shield you from uncomfortable truths? Are we just building impenetrable echo chambers? And finally, the evolution of originality. Think about it. If you write a book or code a program with an AI that perfectly mimics your style, who actually owns the output?
But honestly, perhaps the most striking risk of all is cognitive atrophy. If we rely on the personalized AI as a second brain to remember our details, summarize all our meetings, and suggest our daily decisions, we are introducing the risk of severe mental laziness. Outsourcing our memory and our independent problem-solving skills to a machine could literally degrade our natural cognitive abilities over time. It's a very real danger, and it's something we have to actively guard against.
So, considering the incredible power and the undeniable risks, what's the end goal here? That brings us to part 5, the future of human potential. How do we amplify our capabilities moving forward? Well, I absolutely love this quote from our source material because it perfectly captures the ideal future. The goal is to turn AI into a cognitive bicycle. Think about what a bicycle does for human movement, right? It takes our natural physical effort and heavily multiplies the efficiency of it. But you still have to pedal, and you still steer. Personalized AI should be exactly that for our minds. A tool that multiplies our natural mental output, adapting to how our brain processes information best without ever taking away our control or our active participation. It's all about amplifying our capabilities, not replacing them entirely.
And that brings us to one last really important provocation I want to leave you with today. As we start granting these systems more access to our private lives, and as they learn to perfectly mimic our inner CEO, you have to ask yourself, are we building machines that think for us, or are we building tools that think with us? The answer to that question is absolutely going to define the next decade of human potential. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really encourage you to actively reflect on how you want to build your own digital mirror.